As a public defender, Judge Karen fought for her client's rights. She was elected to the bench because she believes in doing the right thing.
I'm very passionate about helping people, period.
Y'all two grown people need to get your own house.
Right.
You had 7 years that told him that.
When we fight, who's gonna win?
You are.
I don't answer questions, I ask them.
Yes, ma'am.
Raise your right hand.
Objective, independent justice.
I'm ready to rule.
If you keep walking, you can overcome whatever circumstances you're facing.
This is Supreme Justice with Judge Karen. Tia Washington is suing her best friend, Alan Dean, in the amount of $600. Ms. Washington claims Mr. Dean invited too many guests to her birthday bash and says she was fined for overcrowding by the venue owner.
All right, Miss Washington, you're suing Mr. Dean for $600 for a fine you had to pay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so what is it? You two were celebrating a birthday?
Well, yes, I am suing my former ex-friend, best friend, for $600 because we threw a birthday party for myself, and he invited too many guests.
Okay, let me understand. This was in Vegas?
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, how long were you friends?
We've been friends since the age of 12.
Okay, and how old are you now?
I'm 25.
Okay, so long-term friends.
Right.
So how did we come to throw a party? How did we get there?
Okay. Well, let me just tell you a little bit of background.
No. Answer my question.
Okay.
How did we come to throw a party?
Okay. So we share birthdays together. We've been sharing birthdays together since we were 12.
You have the same birthday?
No, we don't. My birthday's in January,
Okay.
and his birthday is in June.
Okay.
So every summer we spend birthdays together. Every winter, every year we spend birthdays together. Our parents are friends now.
You come together for your birthdays to celebrate together. So in January you celebrate yours, in June you celebrate his. You come together. So now it's your turn.
Yes.
We're having a birthday. Where's the party going to be?
So last year for his 25th birthday, we went to Barbados.
Oh,
and
wow, nice.
Yeah, so he covered the airport, and I covered everything else, like the hotel, the food, activities.
What do you do for a living?
Well, I'm a wellness coach.
Okay. With this time, though, so we went to Barbados. So now what were you planning for your birthday?
So for my birthday, he texted me like, Bestie, what are we going to do for your birthday? We're excited. So it's my 25th. I wanted to go big. I wanted to do something, that we were going to remember. So what's better than going to Vegas? So we decided to do my birthday in Vegas in June. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. I'm single. I wanted to have some fun. I wanted him to, he's a former promoter in Vegas. So he knows everybody there, DJs, he has friends.
Right. So what was this party supposed to be like in your mind?
So the stipulations of this party were very clear. Tia wanted a lot of cute guys at this party.
You asked him to provide some men.
Yeah, the cute ones.
Oh, okay. Some cute, a lot of cute guys.
A lot of cute guys.
And just you?
No, it was about like 20 of us. So it was about 20 of my friends.
Okay.
My cousins.
20 of your girlfriends.
But yes, both. Like some of my friends are mutual friends with him.
Right, but why do we need so many guys?
Because there's a lot of females, and I want choices and options, and I just want it to be a good time.
And you know a lot of cute guys?
I happen to know several.
Cute guys.
See?
All single guys.
Hello.
Some of them single.
Right.
Most of them single.
So what are the other stipulations?
Well, the other stipulations of the trip that I provided her with a room.
Right.
A room to stay in. It was $225
right.
a
This
night.
was all agreed upon in advance, though, right?
All agreed upon.
Okay, so we got a room for $225.
We have a room. The night before the party, we went out to Dre's nightclub. I got us a table, and it was comped, a $1,200 table.
Okay, wow. So then, where was the party supposed to take place?
The venue was just like a space that we found. He sent me like options to choose from because, he knows the area well. So I picked the option, I sent it to him, all the details. In the details, it says that the maximum amount of people is 50.
Okay.
And so
you knew that it was a 50-person limit of the venue?
I was aware of
And you knew she already had 20 people coming?
I did.
Okay.
All right. So sorry for interrupting you. So it was $640, but then I ended up paying an extra $600 fee.
Because?
Because he invited too many people.
Well, how many people did you invite?
Roughly 50.
Okay. Did y'all talk about this? Did y'all talk about this?
Yeah, we've been talking about it.
Because you say I want a lot of guys.
Yeah.
And then you got 20 people that you brought on your own.
Right.
But doesn't, I mean, so he was, did you tell him that means that you cannot invite more than 30 guys?
Right. So he did invite around like 30, but then they brought people. So extra people came. Right. And they weren't supposed to.
Well, what was the invitation?
Exactly. He was supposed to.
Was there an invitation?
There was an invitation sent out.
Why you got your hands on your head?
Apologies. There was an invitation sent out.
Let me see the invitation that went out.
I don't know if I brought that.
Let me see the invitation that went out. Must be on somebody's phone. Instagram,
I didn't bring the invitation.
I have a bartending service.
What is that?
Receipt from that night.
No, I want to see the invitation that went out.
I didn't bring the invitation.
It was more just spoken word.
Coming up on Supreme Justice.
The owner's like, oh, I can tell by the camera outside that there's way too many people in there. You need to shut this party down.
And later.
In your mind, you could touch anything you wanted to touch unless you were told otherwise.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you were never told otherwise about these teacups.
That's correct.
If you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. You're watching Supreme Justice with Judge Karen. Supreme Justice is back with the case of Tia Washington, who is suing Alan Dean for $600.
Did you see the invitation that went out?
I seen the post, and he just has a lot of following, so I'm thinking it was like word of mouth.
Right.
Where it's like.
Did you see the post that he put out?
I seen him post it on his Instagram. Yeah.
Right.
On
Did
his
you
story.
have a problem with that, knowing he knew a lot of people?
I thought he was in.
It'd be nice if I could read the invitation. It really would be nice.
Sorry about
we
that.
have to just imagine, because nobody has a copy of it. It was a big birthday 25, and you don't have a copy of the invitation to this big 25th birthday?
Well, he was in charge of like the security and like the decorations and all that stuff.
Who was?
He was.
Okay, so you did all of that. How much money did you spend on this party?
$1,200.
About $1,200.
About $1,200.
So when did things get out of control at the party?
Well, okay, so the party was great. Everything was going great at first. Cute decorations. Everything was cool.
Right.
The night before that, he had introduced me to one of the cute guys on Instagram, and we were supposed to meet up at my birthday and hit it off and all that stuff. He came to the party, and I was like, oh, yeah, you see him? Yeah, he's cute. He's mine. You know, like I wanted to spend the rest of the night with him.
Right.
Yeah, so we were like hitting it off, and all of a sudden the owner calls me of the venue, and the owner's like, oh, I can tell by the camera outside that there's way too many people in there. You need to shut this party down, or you could pay the $600.
Well, could you see that there were too many people? Could you see? I mean, 50 people is not that many people. So how many people were in there?
It was about 80, 75, 80. So it was.
But so you knew you were over 50 though.
Correct.
Okay. So then what?
So the owner called, and he said you could shut it down, or you could pay a $600 overage.
Right. Did you go to him and say, listen, they're gonna make me pay?
I didn't even know where he was.
Were you there?
I had left at this point. I had left the party with someone and.
With the guy I told you about. He left the party with the guy I was supposed to be with. Yes, and we couldn't find him. All my friends were telling me.
Where did y'all go?
We just went for a walk.
All my friends were telling me that they were like dry humping in the party. His tongue was down.
Allegedly.
His tongue was down his throat, and this guy's supposed to be into me.
Well, why did you introduce somebody that wasn't maybe truly going to be into her? Introduce him to her.
I didn't know that he was gay.
So you found out at the party he was gay?
I thought he was cute. I was like, it's a shame you're not.
Well, how did you find out he was gay?
We went on a walk, and.
Well, what man asked another man, let's go for a walk? I mean, you didn't realize until you were on the walk?
I guess not. I don't know.
Okay, so there was something going on at the party then?
There was.
Did you get upset about that at the party?
I did, and everyone saw it, so I was really embarrassed, you know? Especially because I was like pointing him out, like, oh yeah, he's mine, he's mine.
Right.
So like, I couldn't even find him anymore. They left. He didn't help clean up. He didn't, you know what I mean? And
when did you tell him about this $600 though?
I told him about it through text. I have
When did you tell him?
The next day.
Right.
Well, the next day we were all looking for him and stuff, and we didn't know where he was. So basically, I let him know, like, he was dead to me. Like, he's not a good friend. You know, you left me on my birthday. You took my man.
Right. He was not your man. He was not your man. You don't know. He was obviously he was never going to be your man.
You're right. You're right.
Even if he hadn't left with him, he wasn't going to be your man. And maybe he did you a favor, so you found out real quick.
True.
that he wasn't going to be your man before you got your heart broken.
That's true.
Okay? So,
respect
you said, I want you to pay the $600?
Correct. I feel like he should have to pay for it. It was his guest.
I think you're upset about what happened with the man.
I think,
because we've been doing this party thing for a long time.
But I've been doing
we've been to Barbados together.
I paid for.
No, my point is, we've been doing this a long time. He spent $1,200 of his money on this party. You spent money for Barbados. You've done other parties.
The birthday before.
I'm not arguing with you, Miss Washington. It seems to me you got upset, and you still were upset today about what happened with Mr. Wrong. Okay? That's what this was really about. I don't have a copy of this invitation, but something goes up on social media, and you're not counting people and saying, I need you to RSVP.
That's his job.
Okay, you saw it, but I don't see it. So if it didn't have all that, you should have said, no, we got to be real strict here because I can't go over 50. It's on the internet.
Right. But there was security checking names, like, it was invite only.
Okay, did people have to come in with an invitation in their hand?
There was security at the door.
No, ma'am, I don't have an invitation. I'm recreating your 25th birthday party invitation in my head.
Right. But he was in charge of all of this.
Please have this invitation in your hand?
He was in charge of it. I was just in charge of.
You can't answer questions.
I didn't.
If you can't answer the questions, guess what happens? Because it wasn't clear to me, and I don't think it was clear to you how people were invited here.
I have messages.
What do you have now?
I have a message that literally tells him the amount of people.
I heard all of that, but there was an invitation that went out.
That he created.
And you two have been planning parties and talking about parties forever, and I cannot imagine you didn't say, let me see the invitation. I know I can't go over 50 people. Let's make sure people RSVP or have a code or whatever to get in. You should have made those arrangements, but you weren't thinking about that because you had stars in your eyes about the man you had met the night before. I'm ready to rule. Judgment for the defendant. Good luck to you.
All rise.
Judge Karen has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's claim has been denied.
Well, I'm really excited about the ruling. I hope that I can keep Tia as a friend, and I'm excited about my future with Darren.
So I'm pissed. I don't want to be his friend anymore. He can go be friends with Darren and never call me again because I paid way too much stuff for him. He owes me money.
Coming up.
So everything didn't have to go in the dishwasher. You could hand wash too. You just weren't supposed to leave any dirty dishes.
That was not my understanding.
Okay, what was your understanding?
My understanding was everything had to go into the dishwasher.
Okay.
You're watching Supreme Justice with Judge Karen. Sarah Mayfield is suing her former roommate, David Sandler, in the amount of $441. Ms. Mayfield claims the defendant cracked 2 of her custom teacups and says she needs a new tea set since the cups are one of a kind.
Ms. Mayfield, you're suing Mr. Sandler for $441, which represents the cost of a broken tea set?
Correct.
Okay. And what's your relationship with the defendant?
He's my ex-roommate.
Your ex-roommate? It was never a romantic relationship?
No.
Just romantic. So how long did you live with her?
8 months.
8 months. And how did you know him?
A friend of a friend.
What was the agreement about the living situation?
We had some mutual agreements about shared items, but
what was the agreement about sharing items?
Well, aside from regular everyday items, we would ask each other before we used each other's personal items.
Right. And in your mind, you could touch anything you wanted to touch unless you were told otherwise.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you were never told otherwise about these teacups?
That's correct.
Okay. So what kind of teacups are we talking about?
So these were custom painted, vintage inspired. It was a tea set with a service for 6.
Okay.
I had them painted. I had the colors selected to match my eyes.
Let me see these.
This is one of the
And how much
teacups.
did you pay for the whole set?
$441, sure.
Oh, that's pretty cheap for something that was custom done.
Exactly.
How long have you had these?
I only had them less than a month when this happened.
Okay, they're cute though. So this one cup and saucer broke?
2 of them. The other one was it was shattered. I couldn't salvage it enough to even put it in a bag.
Okay, so tell me, how'd you end up bothering with these anyway? Most men wouldn't have wanted to deal with it. My husband doesn't touch my nice stuff like this. Why would you even want to bother with this?
Well, normally I'm a coffee person, but I work as a freelance writer, and I had a fellow writer come over to the place, and he only drinks tea. So we had some green maca tea, and when we were done, I put it in the dishwasher, which was my understanding that those were the house rules, that everything had to go into the dishwasher.
Coming up.
He actually offered to buy me 2 new cups, but because it's a set, I can't get 2 new cups.
You're watching Supreme Justice with Judge Karen. Supreme Justice is back with the case of Sarah Mayfield, who is suing David Sandler for property damage.
Did you tell him that everything had to go in the dishwasher?
We did have an agreement when he moved in that we would not leave things in the sink.
Okay.
We would put them immediately in the dishwasher.
Well, we could hand wash too.
Exactly.
So everything didn't have to go in the dishwasher. You could hand wash too. You just weren't supposed to leave any dirty dishes.
That was not my understanding.
Okay, what was your understanding?
My understanding was everything had to go into the dishwasher.
Okay. So you put these in the dishwasher. All right. So that's why we're here?
Correct. He actually offered to buy me 2 new cups, but because it's a set, I can't get 2 new cups. I need an entire
Why
new
couldn't you
set.
get 2 new cups that are custom done? You say you only had it 30 days. Don't they still do this?
They won't. It's like buying a set of shoes. They won't replace 1 shoe. It's a set. I have to buy a complete
do you have
set.
any communication where these folks are saying we're not going to do 2 cups? I mean, this could have happened. The pot could have broken or whatever. There's no replacement. You got anything that says, well, we won't do it again for 2 cups?
I don't.
Seems to me whatever you would pay for, people would do it. If you offer enough money. Let me see the invoice. I don't believe that.
Just the invoice.
You should have provided me some proof that they can't replicate these, because I do not believe that.
I didn't know I needed...
They're non-expensive. I mean, the whole set is $441. 6 cups. What is that? What does a teapot cost? $50? I doubt it. All right, so I'm looking at this thing here. I'm going to try to figure. It was really $400 plus tax.
Correct.
Judge Karen's verdict when Supreme Justice returns. You're watching Supreme Justice with Judge Karen.
I don't know. I think $50 a cup is about all I'm willing to. You haven't provided me anything that says they can't make them. You didn't bring me anything from Vintage Household on Braxton Street to tell me how much this would cost, or could they do a replacement? You know, I'm not supposed to be doing this here. I'm supposed to be presented with evidence so I can make a decision. You really haven't presented me with any evidence. He agrees he broke these. You've moved out? You're no longer living there?
Yes, Your Honor.
Over teacups. Over teacups. Sad. I'm ready to rule judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $100. Good luck to you.
All rise.
Judge Karen has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant is ordered to pay $100.
I wish that he would have had to take accountability for his actions.
I'm just glad this whole tempest in a teacup is over.
This has been a production of Allen Media Group.